If you love amazing stories, then you're going to love my show today, because we've got some amazing stories of survival, and they've actually been caught on videotape. We're going to meet two former police officers who faced certain death as a bomb actually exploded in their faces. Woo! How did they survive that? We're also going to meet one of 5 survivors of the Air Florida plane crash who clung to life as he was plucked from the icy Potomac River. And how do you survive an animal attack? Well, one lucky woman is going to tell us about her underwater battle with a whale. And later we'll meet a helicopter news pilot who risked his life to stop a high-speed police chase. And boy, did you see that! We're also going to meet the jockey who was thrown and then trampled by his own horse. How did they do it? How did they survive? Well, you're going to see some amazing folks with some amazing stories. Let's first meet our guests here. They are former police officers who are lucky to be alive after that bomb you just saw actually blew up in their faces. Please welcome from Butte, Montana, Bob Lee and Bob Butorovich. One of the amazing things that we're going to find as we do this show today is many of the people on our show, their incidents of survival happened at very poignant times of the year on special occasions. Yours was just before Christmas. What happened? You got a call that this guy had gone into a pharmacy. Let's start with that.
It was just right before the holidays. I believe it was 5 days before Christmas, and we'd had a report that an individual had robbed a pharmacy asking for Valium and codeine. He threatened the pharmacist with a bomb. He had an attaché case with a bomb in it. At least the pharmacist felt there was a bomb enclosed in it. And from there, he left the pharmacy. He went into the business district uptown of Butte, Montana, and he threatened to blow up his vehicle and anybody that was near the vehicle. And fortunately, we were able to stop his vehicle in an area of uptown Butte that there was not a lot of traffic at the time. And I'll let Bob take it from there.
But you guys had heard about this guy. I mean, you knew that this was a guy who didn't quite have it all together here. You had gotten many calls on him before, is that right?
Yes, we did. I knew this individual from about 15 years of age, and I think when he decided to do this, he was in his 30s, so I'd known him for about 15 years, better than 15.
And he'd always had some problems.
That's right.
So this time you hear he's got an attaché case going around town threatening to blow up things. So you two arrive at the scene, and what did you see? What happened?
Okay, actually, when I arrived at the scene, it was uptown Butte, and they had disabled the vehicle, and we had started negotiating with the suspect at that time. And what happened from that point on is we talked anywhere from 2.5 to 3 hours.
What are you saying to this guy when you're
we were
talking to him?
about trying to reinforce the idea that he really had something to live for and that he had a family, and that we were, trying to get this individual to give himself up and get out of the vehicle. And the strange thing was, as you see the video, is that he had what we call a toggle switch. It was an electrical switch wired to gasoline and powder in the back seat of the car, and he was sitting on four to five pipe bombs. And the pipe bomb was what they call a mousetrap. And if he moved at that point, then it would have detonated. So
you were sitting there negotiating for up to 3 hours, and then what happened?
Well, he knew that we couldn't remove him from the vehicle, because the moment we took him out of the vehicle, his weight would have come up off the seat and the bomb would have detonated. So the negotiations continued. We reinforced that we were going to bring his family to the scene so he could talk to his son. That was one of his major concerns. Like Bob had said, this went on for approximately 2 hours. At one point we decided things are not going very well. We're losing contact with him. We noticed that because he was smoking cigarettes at the time, and the ashes just kept dropping off in his laps. He was becoming very incoherent. We had decided at this point, let's get the hell out of here.
Let's take a look as you explain. Take a look at this videotape and keep explaining what we're seeing here. You've given up hope at this time.
Okay, we're in the uptown Butte area now, and we're negotiating, and at the point, we thought we were going to get him to give up and let it go.
I understand that you guys had actually turned away from the vehicle and were walking away.
Well, I don't know how it got on the other side of the vehicle. I could have been blown. This is the suspect coming out of the vehicle, and he's on the street now, and the EMTs are attending to him. As you saw me in the background, that's the second bomb that went off. Those were the pipe bombs.
Unbelievable. Did your life pass? I mean, I got to ask you, because it never ceases to amaze me the amount of courage that folks like you have to do the things that you do as police officers. I mean, weren't you scared to death that what happened would actually happen and you may not be here today?
Well, you look at that, but then in essence, you do what you have to do, and our job is to attempt to save lives, and that's what we tried to do. What
injuries did you sustain?
I'd received some shrapnel in my right arm, hearing impairment, and basically that was it. Right after the bomb went off, excruciating pain to the chest, and the first thing I realized, I was still alive.
That's amazing. Absolutely. And the suspect, what happened to him?
Basically, he survived, and if you saw him exit the vehicle, he was taken to the Salt Lake City Burn Center and spent a great deal of time in rehabilitation, and then he came back to Butte a year later.
When something like that happens, your life has got to change. How did your life change? Bob, I see you smiling there like, oh yeah.
Well, you value life a lot more. I mean, each day you get up, I think you appreciate it more. You don't come, it's not every day you come that close to losing your life. And we were to the point where we just about lost our life. As you've seen in the video, if the second bomb would have went off at the same time the first bomb went off, we wouldn't be on the Rolonda show.
All right. Well, we're happy to have you here for sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh. Well, if you think that's something, when we come back, we're going to talk to one of the 5 survivors of that Air Florida plane crash that so many of us remember, a plane that plummeted into the icy Potomac River. And later, staring death in the eye, we're going to watch a woman survive a battle with a 20-foot whale. How did she do it? How did it change her life? She's here to talk about it right after this commercial.